year ago, I was diagnosed with lupus and Sjogren's. No big deal. I finally had some answers as to what was going on with me, and treatments nowadays are better than ever. Just take this one pill a day. And I did. I faithfully took my medication every single day. Never missed a dose. And while there were some points here and there during those 5 months where I felt okay, my health was still continuing to get gradually worse and worse. All of my previous symptoms were getting more intense, and I was starting to experience new symptoms on top of that. Chest pains, shortness of breath, swelling in my legs and feet. Before each appointment with a specialist, you have to get a bunch of tests done so they can see what's going on inside. At my 3-month follow-up, it had looked like things might have started to get better. At my next visit, I knew that I had felt worse, but my labs revealed just how much worse. But just to be sure, my doctor ordered more tests. As the results started coming in, they all hinted towards a grim reality. Lupus nephritis. Not everyone with SLE gets lupus nephritis, although it is considered a common complication. It's estimated that anywhere from 20 to 65% of lupus patients will experience lupus nephritis during their lifetime. But this depends on many things like where you live, your age, and your gender. And the only way to confirm a diagnosis of lupus nephritis is with a kidney biopsy. So in the meantime, while we waited for me to be able to get that procedure done, a new treatment plan began. I was taken off of that first pill and put on immunosuppressants. 2 weeks later, I was able to get my biopsy done. And shortly after, the results were in. I did indeed have lupus nephritis. But we already knew that. I was just happy to see that there was no scarring or permanent damage, just a little inflammation, which we could manage. Over the next month, medications were gradually added to finally get this under control for good. Hopefully. The immunosuppressant dose doubled. I was started on a course of prednisone, started a biologic, was put on an ACE inhibitor, put back on that first medication, and prescribed a couple of supplements for my anemia. So, for the last 3 months, I've started my day by taking my set of morning pills. Then, an hour or two later, I prepare myself a meal so that I can take my afternoon pills. If the day happens to be a Tuesday, then I also take my weekly injection. I go about the rest of my day relatively pain-free now, thanks to these medications. Then, at the end of the day, I take my final set of pills. It can get a little tedious, but it's worth it. There's currently no cure for lupus, only management. And with these few medicines, I'm closer to remission than ever. For reference, 6 months ago, my double-stranded DNA antibodies, which basically measure how active the disease is, was over the lab's maximum value of 300. 3 months ago, these antibodies were measured at 275, my first time ever under 300, and now, just 3 months later, it's down to 154. Another 3 months, and well, I might be a whole new person. I'm finally doing much better now. And that's my update. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a comment. And until next time, goodbye.